Hi, Patrick here, Have Cheetah Will View, and welcome to Dollar Tree Theater. Um, Dollar Tree Theater is an ongoing review series based on the films that me and some other folks get at the Dollar Tree. Uh, we do a lot of blind buying at the Dollar Tree, and so this is our way of actually getting into those blind buys and sharing them with you. Uh, So, so far, if you notice in I don't know if you guys have noticed my playlist or the movies that I'm reviewing. Um, Dollar Tree has a wide assortment of. They get a wide assortment of films. They get cartoons. They get dramas. They get some TV series in there. They get comedy, a lot of horror. Uh, but one thing that people don't really realize too is Dollar Tree. One of the things they get a lot of is they actually get a lot of documentaries. A lot. Uh, I've picked up several. I picked up a couple of Nat Geo. I picked up a massive train collection, which I probably will get to soon. Huge, massive, just a crazy collection of trains. Um, and they also get, like I said, they get foreign films, they get foreign animation, you know, all the major studios or whatnot. So one of the things, I grab everything when I go in there. I pretty much grab maybe like, I don't know, 70% of what I see I like. I'll take a gander on it. Of course, it helps, even though you're blind buying, you know, if you go by on studios or known people, like if I pick up a movie and I don't know anything about the movie, but I know the name on it, like Danny Trujillo, right? If I know Danny Trujillo's on a movie, it doesn't really matter what I know about it or not. I'm going to go ahead and buy it because it has Danny Trujillo on it. Same thing goes with documentaries. Like if you get a PBS, you got to grab that up. Of course, you're going to grab up anything that has to do with the BBC or Earth. Then you also have, for me, one of the things I look for when I look for if I see a documentary, so, I look for one of the studios or stations I look for is actually the History Channel. I know I'll get into that in a minute, but for this right here, I picked up the History Channel Life After People. Life After People. This right here is actually the pilot film for a series. They made a 20 part or 2 seasons worth of Life After People scenarios. But this is the pilot episode. This is an hour and a half. Now I know a lot of people, including myself, given History Channel a lot of grief as of late because History Channel, much like the Sci-Fi Channel, much like TLC, much like a lot of stations, cable stations, they have rebranded and retconned their what they originally did. History Channel used to be really quite excellent. When I had cable, I used to really enjoy watching it quite a bit. History Channel, Discovery Channel, you know, used to love to watch it. History had one of my very favorite shows on in dogfights. Um, but over the years, they have slowly eroded to where now they're doing docudramas and fake programming, and I don't even know what's even on. I know they show TV shows on there now and then, or movies and stuff. So the fact that the History Channel is no longer a documentary station is more of a who gives it, who knows, right? So that's what makes me grabbing this quite a treat. This came out, Life After People came out in 2008. It's narrated by actor James Laurie. And this is excellent, actually. Quite honestly, this is a fascinating look. What would happen if we, as a human race, suddenly left the planet? Um, it doesn't really, shows what happens. It shows the decay of the planet or the rebirth of the planet, however you look at it, over a course of 100,000 years. Um, Now, it doesn't really on the program itself. It doesn't say what causes the people to disappear. It's just like we wake up and we're no longer here. Um, like overnight, like we just vanished, like someone came down with a giant transporter beam and just beamed us off the planet. Um, it's a fascinating watch. It's a hard watch too. I mean, the initial because you get a little anxiety because you're watching like what would happen if we just woke up and we weren't here, and then they show like a dog inside of a house, locked inside of a house. Well, that's not too good because the dog's not in a really good spot, right? And of course, you get some anxiety about that. Like, okay, who's letting the dog out? Certainly not going to leave the dog in there to starve to death because that's generally what would happen. But they're really honest. They have several different experts that come in talking about the animals, talking about the oceans, the structure. Civil engineers come in. What would happen if this happened? If there's no humans. They actually go to Chernobyl because after the incident in Chernobyl in 1986, basically that whole town was abandoned, and it is a microcosm of what would it be like if we suddenly up and left, with nobody going in there at all and touching anything. Like it's just like you can't go in there, you can't do maintenance, you can't paint anything, you can't clean up anything, you can't do nothing. You could get in there for a little while, even though the radiation levels are down, which I found that would be fascinating. The radiation, and this is again 2008, so the radiation levels were down. I mean, they're acceptable for them to walk around. I'm not so sure how much I would want to do that in the long term. They talk about the different structures, how long they would last, what would bring them down, and of course they talk about the various, the modern marvels of mankind. Man built uh, architecture, whether it be the Hoover Dam, the Eiffel Tower, Sears Tower. Um, what would happen to these buildings over the long run without absolutely zero human interaction? It was fascinating. It shows how the man-made structures would all fade away into history. It would just everything man-made would just slowly go away. And as far as the animals go, they come back. They come back strong. Dogs, cats, you name it, they're coming back. And so by the end of the 100,000 years, the only thing on the planet is all animals, and it looks really cool actually. um, they have a little bit extra features on here that highlight a certain cause that could actually cause our real life demise here on the planet. Be it a meteor strike, be it a plague, be it a nuclear war, which is the most likely scenario for us. If we're going to go away, it's going to be causing a nuclear war. They mentioned, like I said, mentioned plague. And the nuclear war one is probably the most scariest because it absolutely affects everybody. Everybody. Not so much the plagues, because animals can survive that. Meteor strike. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, we survived that before. The Earth survived that. If you believe that story of a meteor hitting the Earth 65 million years ago. If you believe that story, then yeah, I guess we could survive that. If you believe that we could survive flooding of the world, except for one small ark, then one story makes as much sense as the other, right? So there's various little statements on how it happened. It's a great documentary, and like I said, it did go on to become a series on History Channel, and it ran for 2 seasons of 10 episodes apiece. So I did not get any of the seasons. That's the beautiful part about Dollar Tree, is that you never know what you're gonna find. I found this a while ago. I have not seen it since. But the next wave I go to, I could find it. I could find maybe the run of the first season or the second season. You just never know when you go to a Dollar Tree movie sale. Uh, and yeah. So overall, I like this quite a bit. I give it a thumbs up. Highly recommend it. And that's our review for Dollar Tree Theater. If you like what you heard, please consider giving us a sub. Hit the notification button and give us a thumbs up. And then drop a comment down below. That'll be all awesome. All right. I will talk at you soon. Peace.